What if a single moment could change lives forever? Two poor boys sang on the street, unaware a billionaire was listening. Stay tuned to Dark Voices to uncover their incredible story. What beautiful voices those kids have. So talented, one woman commented as she watched the two young boys sing with harmony and confidence. "Hey kids," called another voice. Emmanuel and Samuel turned and saw a well-dressed man standing nearby, holding a check in one hand. "Thank you, sir. But what's this for?" Emmanuel asked, clearly confused. The man extended the check. "Give this to your mom. She'll know what to do with it." That man was Alexander Alex Carter, a well-known businessman. The Carter family owned several hospitals across the United States and even had international branches. He was a man of power and wealth, but in that moment, he was simply a stranger moved by two brave young boys. "Thank you so much, sir," both boys said, bowing their heads in deep gratitude. Why did this billionaire cancel a crucial meeting to follow these boys? Find out next on Dark Voices. As the boys walked away, Alex couldn't stop watching them. Something tugged at his chest. Why can't I stop thinking about them? Why do I want to follow them? What is it about them that's pulling me in like this? He wondered. He checked the time and sighed. His car had broken down earlier, and in his rush to get to a business meeting, he'd taken public transportation, but now it was clear he was going to be late. "Big bro, do you think the money we collected is enough?" Samuel asked softly. "It'll be just enough for mom's medicine today," Emmanuel replied, calculating mentally. "We'll figure out another way tomorrow." "But what about food, big bro?" Samuel asked, his voice trembling. "Mom won't eat, and we're hungry, too." "We'll be okay with just bread for now, Samuel." "Is that all right?" Emmanuel asked. Samuel nodded. "It's okay. Maybe next time we can eat something delicious." Nearby, sitting on the sidewalk, Alex listened quietly, deeply affected by their conversation. He took out his phone and made a call. "Hello, Miss Jessie," he said when his secretary answered. "Yes, sir. The investors are already here." "Where are you?" Alex looked back toward the boys. "Cancel the meeting. I have something more important to do." "But sir, they're all ready." He hung up before she could finish. Alex climbed off the Jeep and walked quickly toward the boys. "Kids, are you going home now?" he asked as he approached. The boys looked up and instantly recognized him. "Oh, it's you, sir," they exclaimed in unison, both of them standing and giving him warm smiles. Even though they were exhausted, they still managed to be respectful and cheerful, something their mother had taught them, no matter how tough life became. "Not yet, sir," Emmanuel answered quietly. "We don't have enough money yet for mom's medicine." Alex glanced at the bills the boys were holding. "Why isn't it enough?" he asked gently. "We want to buy all the medicine she needs so she'll have it ready for when she needs it," Emmanuel explained. "She overworked herself, sir, just so she could raise us both. She used to do laundry, worked part-time in diners, anything to help us survive." "I admire people like that," Emmanuel continued, his voice steady and sincere. "Those who work 3 jobs, who wash piles of laundry and scrub dirty pots and pans in restaurants just to take care of their families. They're the kind of people I want to help one day when I have money, because I know their hard work is real." Alex smiled at the boy's conviction. Emmanuel wasn't his son, not even related by blood, but still he felt an overwhelming sense of pride just listening to him. In a world as harsh as this, he thought, I'm happy to see a child who still holds on to hope. "Show me the way to your house," Alex said suddenly. "Let me handle the rest." The two boys blinked at him, stunned. "What?" they both said at once. "Medicine, food, whatever you need. I'll take care of it," he assured them. He looked again at the check he had given them earlier. "That paper will take care of everything." And so the three of them made their way to a small alley. Emmanuel pointed to a rickety house with a tin roof and wooden walls. "We're here, sir. That's our house." Alex took in the sight. Walls worn thin, patches of tarp hanging where wood had rotted away. He said nothing. "Please come in," Emmanuel said, motioning toward the door. Before Alex stepped inside, he called his secretary and told her to deliver groceries to the address immediately. Suddenly, the boys shouted, "Mom!" Alex rushed inside the house. The woman lay unconscious on the floor, her children sobbing beside her. "What's going on?" Alex asked in alarm. "She's not waking up," Emmanuel cried. Alex moved swiftly and gently picked her up, placing her carefully on a bamboo cot in the corner of the room. The boys followed, hovering close by, their hands on their mother's arms. "Mom, why were you in the kitchen?" Emmanuel whispered. "We just left to get money for your medicine." Despite her weakened state, their mother, Emma, managed a faint smile. Her lips moved slowly. "I just wanted to cook some rice," she said hoarsely. "So when you got home, you'd have something to eat." "But I got dizzy and fell. I couldn't find anything to grab onto." "Why didn't you just stay in bed?" Emmanuel asked, his eyes wet. "You knew you weren't feeling well?" Emma opened her mouth to respond, but Alex interrupted. "They're right," he said gently. "If you were feeling that bad, you should have stayed in bed. Don't make them worry like this." Everyone fell silent. Then Emmanuel looked at Alex, suddenly remembering, "Mom, this is the man I told you about. He said he'd help us. He's the one who gave us the money for your medicine and food." Emma looked up weakly, clearly overwhelmed by emotion. As she struggled to sit up, Alex held her shoulders gently. "You're not strong enough yet. Stay lying down," he said. "But sir, you're helping us." "I should at least show respect," she protested. "There's no need for formalities. I'm not like others who expect it just because they helped. I'm not doing this because you owe me anything." Emma furrowed her brows. "Sir, I'm married. I have a husband." Alex nodded slowly. "I'm sorry. Where is he?" The moment the question left his lips, the room fell still. Emma, Emmanuel, and Samuel looked away. "He's gone," Emmanuel said quietly. "He died a long time ago. Mom's been raising us alone ever since." Alex turned to Emmanuel. "Who says she's alone? You two are here helping her. That makes you her partners in life." He paused before adding, "That's what family is, helping one another, not fighting over money and petty things." Emma smiled softly. "My kids are the only reason I haven't given up. Even when it felt like the world had abandoned me, they reminded me why I need to keep going." She turned her gaze to her sons. And though her hand trembled, she reached out and cupped their faces gently. "I love you both so much. I worry about you every time you go out. That's why even if I'm sick, I still try to do what I can, like cook rice so you'll have something when you get home." She looked away, her voice growing fainter. "I'm just not used to this. Before, even with a cough, I could still do chores, but now it's like my body has given up." "You need rest," Alex said. "Your body isn't a machine. It deserves to recover." Emma gave a bitter smile. "That's easy for the wealthy to say. For us, every second counts. Resting is a luxury we can't afford." "Even so," Alex said firmly. "Your health matters. Your sons need you." Emma lowered her eyes, tears forming again. "The only reason I got up was because I knew my kids were hungry." She turned back to them. "They've been doing everything to help me, and I just lay here." She chuckled softly, a sound that broke Alex's heart. "I used to handle so much. Now even a pot of rice is too much." "You need to take even just a few hours of rest," Alex told her gently. "You also have to think about yourself for your kids' sake." Emma gave a weary smile. "I know I should, but because of our hardship, I don't even consider resting anymore. That's why I stood up earlier to cook for them. I knew they'd be hungry. Their needs always come first." She looked again at her boys and raised her hand to gently caress their cheeks. "I love them more than anything. I worry every time they leave. That's why even if I'm weak, I get up, at least to cook rice for them. She chuckled softly. I'm not used to lying around. Even with a cough, I used to be fine. But now you're allowed to rest, Alex said firmly. You deserve it. Emma looked away. Rest is a luxury people like us can't afford, sir. Every second counts in our world. We have to keep going. That's why my body couldn't take it anymore these past few days. Alex smiled faintly. What's your name? He asked. Emma blinked, surprised by the question. I'm sorry. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Emma, sir. And these are my sons, Emmanuel and Samuel. Nice to meet you, Mom, Alex said, smiling at her and then turning to the boys. And to you, too, little angels. Just then, Alex's phone rang again. Sir, we're outside, said his secretary from the other end. You brought everything I asked for, right? He asked. Yes, sir. Alex looked back at the family. Emmanuel, he called softly. Yes, sir. Help your mom change her clothes, they're damp, and that'll only make her worse. Take care of things here. I'll step out for a bit. Without another word, Alex walked outside. His staff greeted him by the small street near the house. Sir, what are you doing here? Whose house is this? It's all worn down. Do you have a relative here or something? Asked one of his employees curiously. Alex's brow furrowed. What are you even saying, Jonathan? Well, the place looks like it belongs to Nevermind. Just curious. Don't say another word, Alex warned. If I hear you say anything insulting about them, I won't hesitate to fire you. Understood? Everyone nodded in unison. Yes, sir. They silently brought the groceries into the modest house. Who are they, sir? Emmanuel asked, curious. And why do they have so much stuff with them? Alex smiled. Like I told you earlier, I'm taking care of everything, food, medicine, and anything else your family needs. He turned to his staff. These are my employees. They're here to help. Is it all right if they come inside? Emmanuel nodded quickly. Of course. But I'm sorry. The house is really small and broken down. We haven't had the money to fix it yet. But I'll work hard. Maybe not now, but someday I will. I know I will. The employees were amazed at how maturely the boy spoke. You'll reach your dreams, kid. I believe in you, one of them said, making both Alex and Emmanuel smile. They entered and carefully organized the groceries. What do you boys want for lunch? Alex asked suddenly. Adobo and fried chicken, Samuel replied excitedly. We've wanted that since Dad passed away. We haven't had fried chicken in so long. We miss it. Alex nodded. Fried chicken it is. Let's get started. Boss, are you really going to cook for them? Like seriously? One of the employees asked in disbelief. Alex turned to face them. Yes, you're dismissed. I'll take care of things here. They left, still surprised. Alex got to work in the small kitchen. Are you really going to cook for us, sir? Emmanuel asked. Of course. Why not? Emmanuel smiled so widely his heart felt like it could burst. Why are you doing this for us, sir? He asked curiously. Alex paused and looked at the boy. He didn't know how to answer. Even he wasn't sure why. Because you deserve it. Because I know you need it. Maybe I was meant to help you. I want to help you. That's all. Other people ignore us, Emmanuel said. But not you. You're not just helping. You're guiding us, protecting us. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Alex smiled warmly. Don't mention it. Others may not care, but I'm not like them. The boy stepped closer. Can I help you, sir? Of course. And so they worked together in the kitchen, side by side. Unbeknownst to them, Emma had quietly emerged from the room. She watched them closely. "Mom," Samuel whispered. "Do you think he's being real? That he really cares about us?" Emma stayed silent for a moment, watching the scene. "I don't know," she said softly. "Only he can answer that. But what I do know is that he's helping us now. That's what matters. Sometimes people help not because we beg for it, but because we truly need it. And when I get better, we'll repay his kindness. All of it." Samuel smiled. "Okay, Mom." When the food was ready, Emmanuel called them to the table. "Mom, Samuel, come on. We've got a real meal today. We can't let it get cold." "Wow, fried chicken and adobo," Samuel exclaimed. "Thanks, sir," he beamed. "You're welcome. Sit down. Let's pray and eat," Alex said kindly. He moved to help Emma to the table. "It's okay. I can manage," she said shyly. "I insist. You're still weak. Let me help you." Though embarrassed, Emma allowed him to guide her to a seat. Even if he was a stranger, his actions didn't feel strange. She appreciated his kindness. "Mom, this is the best fried chicken ever," Samuel said with delight. Emma smiled. "Yes, it really is. Eat up, sweetheart. I'm sorry I couldn't give you meals like this before. I was all alone." "It's okay, Mom," Samuel replied. "As long as we're together now, and we're really grateful to Sir Alex. Because of him, we get to eat delicious food like this. What do we say to Sir Alex?" "Thank you so much, Sir Alex." The boys chorused. Alex chuckled. "How many times have I heard that from you boys today? I told you don't mention it. I'm happy to help. Now, let's eat before the food gets cold." Laughter filled the little home. Emma sat silently watching, her smile hidden behind her hand as the three of them suddenly stood up and served her food on a plate. Alex, Emmanuel, and Samuel exchanged amused glances and returned to their seats. The little family laughed and shared the meal with the man who had unexpectedly stepped into their lives. Little did they know, the man who helped them that day would change their lives forever. And little did he know, the family he chose to help would change his. "Sandro, where are you going?" A voice called from behind. "I heard you skipped your meeting with the investors. You cancelled without even giving a reason. What are you doing, Alejandro?" Alex stood inside his family's mansion facing the wrath of his father, Don Alexander Carter. "You know how important that negotiation in the US was. So why would you ditch a meeting like that?" His father continued, clearly fuming. "Where were you?" "I had something important to do yesterday, Dad." Alex replied calmly. "More important than the investors and board members of our company?" His father barked. "Pull yourself together, Alejandro." Alex straightened up. "More important to me, yes. Don't worry. I'll talk to the investors myself if that's what you want." He left without waiting for a response. Used to being shouted at every time he made a decision outside his father's expectations. Feeling drained from the confrontation, Alex headed to the small house in the old neighborhood. He arrived and spotted the boys doing laundry at a rusty outdoor pump. "Good morning," he greeted with a bright smile. The two boys turned toward the voice, their eyes lit up. "Sir Alex!" They shouted, running toward him and wrapping their small arms around his waist. Because of their height, they could only reach his hips, but their embrace was full of warmth. "What are you two up to?" Alex asked, amused. "We're doing laundry, sir," Emmanuel replied. "We don't let Mom do it. She's just getting her strength back, and we don't want her to get sick again." Alex smiled at their answer. "That's good. If you can handle it, then take charge. There's nothing wrong with helping your family as long as you don't overwork yourselves." "Yes, sir." Emmanuel nodded. Alex looked toward the small house. "Where's your mom?" Is she doing okay? She's better now, sir. Thanks to your help, she's taking her medicine, and we've been eating real meals. We don't have to beg at the bus terminal anymore just to eat. And Mom doesn't worry as much. Thank you so much, sir, Emmanuel said, smiling brightly. No problem, Alex said. Come on, I'll help with the laundry. He removed his coat and knelt beside them. Are you sure you want to help, sir? Your clothes might get dirty. Emmanuel asked, concerned. It's fine. I've got spare clothes at the office. Don't worry. Let's finish this together so we can rest later. They laughed and chatted while they worked. Boys, Emma called from the house. They froze as she stepped outside and saw Alex helping with the laundry. Sir, why are you doing laundry? She exclaimed, flustered. Please stand up. You don't have to do that. I saw them washing clothes, so I joined in. Alex replied simply. Emma bit her lip in embarrassment. What brings you here today, sir? She asked, trying to redirect the conversation. Alex paused and looked at her. Emma instantly regretted the question. It sounded like she didn't want him there. I just came to check in on you to see how you're all doing. Alex answered. Emmanuel said you're getting better. Emma smiled weakly. My body still aches, but I can help around the house now. Thank you for all the help, sir. Thank you for helping my family. Alex nodded in acknowledgement. He felt reassured knowing Emma was getting stronger. Let's take a break and eat. The food's ready, Emma said kindly. Alex didn't argue. He stood up, followed by the boys who had been hungry since earlier. Time to eat, Samuel announced cheerfully. Alex chuckled as they all gathered inside. What had begun as a simple visit was now becoming a routine for him. He came back almost every day, and the boys had gotten used to his presence. Emma, however, had started to worry. She feared the kids would grow dependent on him. She feared they would get too used to having him around and one day he might just stop coming. So when the chance arose, she pulled him aside. Sir Alex, can I talk to you? Just the two of us? She asked quietly. Though surprised, Alex nodded and followed her outside. They sat on a bench by the house. For a moment, Emma said nothing. How are you feeling? Alex asked. Any pain left? Emma looked at him seriously, ignoring his question. Why are you doing all this for us, Sir Alex? He blinked. Why are you so serious all of a sudden? Because I'm serious, she replied. You were serious when you helped us, when you got close to my kids. So now I want to know, why are you really doing this? Alex smiled faintly. I told you. I saw your son singing carols on the street, trying to earn money for your medicine. That moved me. I knew right then that you needed me. That's why I'm here. Emma looked away, conflicted. You're not responsible for visiting us every day. She said, you're not obligated to help my sons. You're not even related to us. I'm not obligated, Alex replied. But I choose to. That's why I'm here. Emma fell silent. I'm afraid they'll get used to your presence, she finally admitted. And one day when you stop coming, they'll get hurt. They get attached easily. They'll cry and it'll break their hearts. She took a deep breath. You're here because you pity us, because we need you. But after that, I know you'll leave. You'll stop visiting. Alex's eyes darkened and he looked at her with steady intensity. Why would you assume I'll leave and never come back? Emma stammered. Why wouldn't you? You're not family. You have no obligation. So, I assume that one day you'll disappear. Alex leaned forward. Then, let me be clear. I don't know exactly what I'm feeling yet. But trust me, Emma, I won't abandon you. I won't leave your family. Give me time to understand what this is, what I truly feel. Because right now, even I don't know. Maybe I just want to be with you. Maybe it's more than that. Emma didn't know what to say. Her words caught in her throat. Then Mom, Sir Alex, are you done talking? Emmanuel called, peeking out from the door. Emma waved him over. Come here, son. The boy sat beside her. What were you talking about, Mom? He asked innocently. Just adult stuff. Where's Samuel? He's in the room trying on the new clothes Sir Alex gave us, Emmanuel said brightly. Alex smiled. He had hand-picked outfits for the boys that he knew they'd love. And he was right. They were thrilled. Thanks again, Sir Alex, Emmanuel said. You're so kind. I've said it 100 times, but I really mean it. Thank you. Alex looked at Emma and smiled. I'll be back tomorrow. Just wait. Day by day, Alex kept coming back. And day by day, the bond between him and the family deepened. The boys greeted him with excitement each time he visited. Sir Alex, they would yell from a distance, racing toward him. Their constant cheer made Emma uneasy. She was happy. Of course she was. But part of her feared what would happen if the visit stopped. She feared that her sons would get too attached. She feared they would be left heartbroken. Each day that passed, the relationship between Alex and the family grew stronger. It had become a part of their routine. His presence, his laughter, his kindness. But one day he didn't show up. Mom? Emmanuel asked softly. Isn't Sir Alex coming today? Emma said nothing at first. She had been looking at the road all afternoon, hoping to catch a glimpse of him. She tried to hide her worry. I'm not sure, son. Maybe he's just busy. He has a job, too, remember? A life of his own. Just because he visits doesn't mean he'll always be here. Maybe today's just not one of those days. Emmanuel lowered his head. He stared at her for a moment and then asked quietly, Are you waiting for him, too, Mom? I've seen you looking out at the road whenever someone passes by. Emma was caught off guard. She hadn't realized her son noticed. Time passed. Days went by without a visit from Alex. The house that had once been so lively felt quiet again. Samuel, are you okay? Emma asked when she saw her younger son suddenly burst into tears while sitting quietly in their tiny living room. I miss Sir Alex, Mom, Samuel cried. When is he coming back? I want to see him again. I want to play with him. Samuel, Emma said gently. Are we going to be okay without him? He sobbed. Are we even going to survive? Emma's heart sank. Sandro, she muttered under her breath, unable to hide her own longing. She raised her voice unintentionally. Of course, we'll survive without him. We don't need him to live, Samuel cried even harder, and Emma immediately realized her mistake. She rushed to him and hugged him tightly. I'm sorry, she whispered. Mommy's not mad. I didn't mean to shout. I miss him, too. I'm sorry, baby. She hugged him even tighter, repeating her apology until he calmed down. Since Alex's sudden departure to the US, which he hadn't told them about, the house felt lonelier than ever. Emma had no idea if he would come back. In the meantime, she returned to doing laundry, her usual job before she got sick. But that day, her hands went numb, her entire body weakened. You've done this 1,000 times, Emma, she whispered to herself. You can do it again. You're used to this. But her body gave way. Mom! The boys screamed in unison when they saw her collapse mid-wash. They ran to her in panic. At that exact moment, Alex had just arrived back in the country. He had been away for over a week, attending business meetings abroad. The whole trip had been exhausting. And yet, the moment he stepped foot back in the Philippines, the first people who came to his mind were Emma and the boys. They're going to be surprised to see me, he thought. I missed the kids. I missed Emma. He was about to head straight to their house when he heard the boys' panicked screams echoing from nearby. Mom! Mom! He rushed forward and found her lying unconscious by the pump. Emmanuel and Samuel were crying, trying to lift her. What happened? He asked urgently. She collapsed. What are we going to do, sir? What if she dies? Emmanuel cried out. She's not going to die, Alex said firmly. I won't let that happen. I promise. He scooped Emma into his arms, acting quickly. The boys followed as he rushed her to the car. They headed straight to a hospital, one owned by Alex's family. Once there, he barely waited before calling out to the nearest doctor. Who's the patient's guardian? The doctor asked. I am. Alex stepped forward. The doctor looked up. Oh, it's you, Mr. Carter. Without wasting a second, Alex asked, how is she? The doctor reviewed the chart. She's over-fatigued, Mr. Carter. Severely lacking in nutrition. Her body is weak because she hasn't been eating enough vitamins or healthy food, but there's nothing life-threatening. She'll be fine. She just needs rest and proper meals. Alex nodded slowly, relieved. Has she been working recently? Do you know what she's been doing? The doctor looked at him. Not exactly. Why? Alex was quiet for a moment. What's your relation to her, Mr. Carter? The doctor asked. She's important to me, Alex replied. She's not related by blood, but she's special to me deeply. The doctor nodded in understanding. Then make sure she eats nutritious meals and gets the rest she needs. That's all she really needs right now. Alex nodded again, thanking him. He immediately arranged for Emma to be moved to a private room. Once she was settled, he turned to the boys. Emmanuel, Samuel, stay here with your mom. Don't leave her side. I'll be back with food. Okay, Sir Alex. Emmanuel nodded. Satisfied, Alex left quickly and bought fruits, vitamins, and food for all three of them. When he returned, he carefully placed everything on the table in the room. Meanwhile, Emma slowly began to stir. Her eyelids fluttered open and her eyes searched the room. Emmanuel, Samuel, she murmured. Here, have an apple, Alex said from behind her. She turned her head toward the voice and immediately recognized the man sitting beside her. Though he was facing away, arranging things on the table, she knew it was him. Sandro, she whispered softly, tears forming in her eyes. She didn't even know why she was crying. She had missed him more than she expected. Mom, the boys cried, rushing to her bedside and wrapping their arms around her. Emma smiled through her tears and sat up slowly, but as she moved, a familiar hand supported her from behind. Are you okay? Alex asked softly. Why were you doing laundry when you weren't fully recovered yet? That's why I visited often to keep an eye on you. And the one time I'm away, you go back to pushing yourself. Emma remained quiet. Even though he was scolding her gently, her heart felt light. He cared. He truly cared. What are you doing here? She asked in a soft voice. Don't you have work? Alex smirked. I know why you're upset. I didn't tell you I was leaving. I didn't say goodbye. I'm sorry. Emma looked away. You're not obligated to visit us, sir. You don't have to apologize. Alex smiled. Maybe not, but for me, it is my responsibility. You're my responsibility. Emma looked at Alex, stunned. Why would we be your responsibility? Alex stood and brought a tray to the bedside table. On it were various foods, meals the hospital kitchen had prepared under his instructions. Because the doctor said you're lacking strength, he said matter-of-factly. You need to eat well. There are vegetables and fruits here. You're going to eat all of it. I won't leave until you do. Emma blinked, startled by the amount of food on the tray. It looked like enough to feed an entire family. Her eyes narrowed, not in annoyance at him, but at herself, at the way she felt so deeply touched, and how her heart seemed to soften even more toward him. Sandro, she said, taking a breath. Tell me the truth. Why are you really doing this for me? What do you want from me? From us? Alex's expression didn't change. Do I really need to say it again, Emma? I'm doing all this because you're special to me. Ever since I met you and the kids, my life has changed. My world, which used to be so colorless, suddenly came alive. I've become more cheerful, more grateful. You gave me purpose. He stepped closer, looking into her eyes. So, please don't say anything that will push me away. I wouldn't be able to handle it. You, Emmanuel and Samuel, you're my light in this dark, lonely world. Emma turned her gaze away. Okay, let's say we are important to you, she said softly. Maybe it's just because we're one of the families you've helped. But before she could finish, Alex interjected. No, it's not like that. Then what is it? She asked. If this isn't just about helping, then explain it so I can understand. Alex took a deep breath. Because I love you, Emma. I love you more than anything. That's why I'm doing everything I can to make you mine. I want you to be mine, Emma. Emma laughed under her breath, but it wasn't mocking. It was more like disbelief. Are you joking, Sandro? You love me? How is that even possible? I have kids. I'm not exactly ideal. I'm a widow. So what? Alex replied calmly. I'll marry you. That way we'll truly be a family. Even before I started loving you, I loved your children. Why wouldn't I want to be a father to them, too? He moved even closer. Just tell me you love me, too, Emma. I'll do anything. I'll marry you. I'll show the world that love doesn't choose people or circumstances. If two people love each other, then they're meant to be. Emma inhaled sharply. Marriage? Are you out of your mind? What would your family say? That you've lost your sense and decided to marry a widow with kids? They'll laugh at you, Sandro. Alex looked her squarely in the eyes. I don't care what anyone says. What matters to me is that I get to be with you, with all of you. Tears welled up in Emma's eyes. She never thought she'd meet someone who could love her this deeply, someone willing to accept her completely, kids and all. The last time she felt this kind of care was with her late husband. And now here was Sandro offering her something she thought she'd never have again. She was 29, still young, and it was the first time in years that she allowed herself to feel something for another man. Before she could even process all of it, Alex gently touched her face and wiped her tears away. Every movement was careful, full of respect, as if he were afraid to hurt her. I'll court you, Emma, even if you don't like me yet. I'll win your heart. I'll earn your trust. I'll prove myself to you and your boys until you all accept me. Emma stared at him, stunned. You want to court me? Alex smiled and turned to the boys who had been quietly watching. What about you two? Would it be all right if I courted your mom? He asked. The boys looked at each other. If that means we'll be a real family, would you be our new dad? Samuel asked. Alex chuckled. That depends. If your mom agrees and if you both give me your blessing. We're okay with it. Samuel shouted cheerfully. Then he turned to his older brother. What about you, Emmanuel? Emmanuel smiled and nodded. As long as you promise to love our mom with all your heart, I'm okay with it. No problem, Alex said, grinning at both of them. Then he turned back to Emma. Your son said yes. I hope you will too. Emma looked away, flustered. Do what you want. Alex froze in place, stunned. But when her words sank in, he couldn't stop the grin that spread across his face. Yes, he whispered to himself with a quiet fist pump. I'll handle everything, Emma. Just watch and embrace my love. From then on, Alex kept his word. He became even more attentive. If he had been caring before, now he was relentless. He only left the family side if he needed to buy something for them. Mr. Carter, a doctor called out one afternoon, pulling him aside. Alex's heart skipped. Yes, the doctor smiled. She's well enough to be formally discharged. Alex beamed. At last, Emma was strong enough to go home. As they walked out of the hospital together, a voice called from behind. Alejandro Carter, what do you think you're doing? Alex froze before he even turned around. That voice, he knew it too well. Emma and the boys had just stepped into the car when Alex turned to face the man behind the voice. It was his father. So, she's the one you're obsessed with? Don Alexander Carter asked, his voice rising. She's the woman you've been spending all your time with. How could you do this to us, Alejandro? Alex didn't flinch. Her name is Emma, and I love her. That's all there is to it. There's nothing more you can do to change that. I'll do something. All right. His father growled. Why her? Why choose someone like her? Of all the women in the world, you fall for a widow with children. That's what you left everything for. Alex clenched his fists. Why? What do you see when you look at her? What kind of woman do you think she is? She's a woman with a past, Alejandro, his father snapped. She already has children. She was married, in case you forgot. So what? Alex challenged. That makes her less of a person to you. That makes her less worthy of love. You can love anyone, but not her. Not someone like her. Alex's jaw tensed. Stop. Don't speak about her like that. I don't care if you're my father. If you insult the woman I love, I won't forgive you. She's the one I've chosen, and nothing you say will change that. He turned around and began walking away. If you care so much about the company, don't worry. I won't abandon it, Alex said without looking back. His father's voice rang out behind him. Do you think I'll give you your inheritance if you choose her over your own family, Alejandro? If you walk away now, don't expect anything from me. Alex didn't respond. He walked to the car, climbed in, and pulled away from the hospital, saying nothing as he drove. He didn't want the woman and children inside the car to hear any of what had just been said. Later that evening, sitting outside their small home, Emma and Alex sat in silence. I'm sorry about what my father said, Alex murmured, his voice low. Emma didn't respond right away. They sat on a bamboo bench under the stars, the quiet night around them broken only by the soft hum of the wind. Do you think he really meant it? Emma finally asked. That he'll take away your inheritance if you stay with us. Alex looked at her. Is that what's worrying you? She nodded. I don't want you to suffer because of us, Sandro. I don't want to be the reason you lose everything you've worked for. Alex reached for her hand. You're the one I've chosen. No one else. Nothing's going to change that. And don't worry about the money. I have savings. I can build a new business. I've done it before and I'll do it again. He smiled. You forget. I'm a CEO. Emma chuckled. What are you saying now? Marriage? I haven't even agreed to let you court me, and you're already talking about being my husband. Alex pouted dramatically. Come on. I already asked your husband for permission. Emma's eyes widened. What are you talking about? When did you do that? Now, he said, sitting upright and glancing at the sky. Brother, I'm officially asking your permission to marry your wife. I promise I'll love her even more than you did. Emma was speechless. Alex smiled. There, done. That's my formal request. She couldn't help but laugh, wiping away the tears that had formed at the corners of her eyes. Tears of joy, of disbelief. After everything they'd been through, she was starting to believe this might be real. Alex meant every word. Alex continued to court Emma with devotion. Since he could no longer return to the company, he decided to start fresh by purchasing land, not only for business, but also to build a home they could finally call their own. Is this really our house now, Sir Alex? Samuel asked, his eyes wide as he stared up at the large, beautiful home in front of them. Are we really going to live here? We won't live in our old house anymore. That's right, Alex said with a smile. This is home now, and soon you'll be going to school. You've missed a few years, but that's all right. What's important is that we catch up. I'm here now. I'll take care of everything. All I ask is that you do your best in school for yourselves, for your mom, for our family. We promise, Sir Alex, the boys said in unison, their voices filled with hope. Alex smiled proudly as they all walked into the new house together, a fresh beginning for a family that had once had nothing. Months passed and Emma saw with her own eyes the persistence and determination of the man who had once just been a stranger. Eventually, she could no longer deny her own feelings. Yes, Sandro, she said one day, her eyes locked on his. I'm saying yes. We're a couple now. I'm letting you into my life and into my children's lives. Sandro nearly leapt with joy. Thank you, Emma. You have no idea how happy I am. Everything has fallen into place. Our new business, our new house, and now finally you. Their relationship grew sweeter with each passing day. Just a few weeks after Emma officially accepted him, Sandro started planning his proposal. He couldn't wait to make her his wife. Dress up tonight, he told her with a grin. Why? Where are we going? Emma asked, confused. You'll see. There's a dress waiting in your room. Wear it. Emma only smiled and nodded, not pushing for more answers. That evening, she stepped down the stairs in the elegant dress he had chosen for her. You look gorgeous, Emma, Sandro said as she descended. Thank you, she replied with a gentle smile. She was 29, still young, graceful, and beautiful. Her figure was elegant, her kindness radiant. Any man would be lucky to have her. Where are the kids? She asked suddenly. Aren't they coming with us? What if something happens? Sandro chuckled. They're in good hands. Don't worry. They're already at the venue. Emma raised an eyebrow. The venue? Who are they with? Well, they weren't always good people. Sandro started with a grin. Emma smacked his arm lightly. Sandro, I'm being serious. He laughed. All right. I'm just saying people can change, Emma. The people they're with now won't hurt them.